Yay. Let's see. Make sure everything running nice, smooth, and copacetic. 200 subscribers. Happy for that. Some work to get my subscribers up. Test, 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 test. Still got a light lag going on. We live. Alright, bet. Alright, let me see if I can delete anything in the meantime that can make me not lag as much. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright. Can't do nothing about those. Dropbox services could go. Test, test, test. Alright, bet. I'm gonna run a lot better now. Alright, this is the best it's gonna get. Alright, guys. So, good evening, actually. So, since we missed the morning, it's good evening now. Welcome to another video with MagnOpus Trading with Jonathan. So today is still Tuesday, August 19th. I guess after 5 p.m. it'll roll over to the next day on FX Factory. But yeah, so today's Tuesday, August 19th. Unfortunately, in terms of takers, we had Hurricane Aaron was passing by. So I believe the government turned off the power to avoid the wind from blowing the trees over the power lines and then causing any electrical fires or any electrical hazards. So they turned off the power for a little bit. Everybody was safe. There's no like any there wasn't no big flooding or any homes being knocked down or any casualties that I know of. So it's just a strong storm, strong winds, and that's probably it. Everybody's okay. Everybody's all good. But like I said, that's why I have the VPS. Not to say that I use the VPS, but that's why I have the VPS because we are prone to experience certain things like that. So with the hurricane, we have both power outages and internet outages. I also believe that they turn off the cellular towers as well, so there's no internet to be able to do certain things. But then they'll turn it on like today they'll turn it on for hours, so make sure that you can make emergency calls, so on and so forth. And I believe they turned on the power later on this afternoon. After we got the all clear that the hurricane has passed and is safe to resume regular life. So yeah, and that affected me having to take the trades yesterday. Yesterday, I believe I took the trades on the live stream, but it was cutting in and out around that time. And then this morning there was no internet or power, so I was able to take the live stream. And then didn't have access to my VPS, which the settings were still changed. Um, but I was able to manually take the trade. I had to walk a little bit away from my house to see if I could catch a cellular connection. Um, and then I was able to place the trade outside my house. And the trade ended up being a winner. It I did everything I was supposed to do properly. I would say that. I don't want to have fear of missing out because on one particular trade, which is today's trade, I'll show you guys. So we didn't have. Heard a noise. Oh, so we didn't have any news today. Like I say every day, we don't use news to make any directional bias. We don't use news to make any trading decisions. We just use news to figure out when and what not when, yeah, just what at what time volatility or volume is going to come into the markets to affect our trades. Once we got that out the way, we can go ahead and take a look at TradingView and what we was looking at in terms of the trade. Then I'll go to my MT5 and show you guys the exact trade. But we're gonna take a brief review of what happened today. Got you. I should I should do these more often other than my, excuse me, Bert. Give me a second. Let me get a pen. A second. So I got ideas. So instead of my long boring live stream, I should at least have a 1 minute trade recap with trade outcome instead of doing my live stream thing. Makes more sense. Okay. All right. So I got that wrote that down. Yeah, so what I was trying to say was, let's recap today's trade. So at 8 a.m. price opened at 1.16861. It took about I'll say 10 minutes to hit a sell stop. Crazy enough, while I was walking, right? I was walking and I was placing the trade. So using ChatGPT, I just told ChatGPT to give me using the price that I'm gonna send you. I need you to tell me the coordinates of a buy stop 6 pips above and a sell stop 6 pips below the price that I send you, as well as a stop loss 17 pips wide for both positions and a take profit that is 38 pips um far from the entry, right? And then when I placed those trades, or when ADM came and I received the ADM kind of open price, I gave it to Chat. Chat gave me the coordinates that I needed to do, and I quickly put it in my phone to get the coordinates. I realized that I wouldn't have access to the VPS, and I had to manually trail the position. Um uh, but sooner or later, what was I trying to get into? No, I was gonna go out for a few minutes to go and place the trade and go back home. And then I realized that if I whichever direction that triggers the trade, I need to be actually in front of my phone to go ahead and cancel the opposite position just in case price doesn't go back up against me and trigger that trade. Now looking in 2020 in hindsight, price never went above the 5 pips above the 8M can or 6 pips above the 8M can open price to trigger a buy. So I was safe regardless. Probably more safe not even looking at the trade until later on that day. But I ended up closing the position while I was on that walk. Not closing the position, but closing the opposing trade, closing the opposite trade while while I was placing the trade. So after I placed the trade, a few minutes passed and we entered into a sell position, and I was able to close the trade. So close the opposite trade. And then later on in that day, I just checked my phone, was at a 1-to-1, then I closed it after that. We reached a 1-to-1 kind of closer to no, I actually no, yeah. I closed the 1-to-1 closer to, I'll tell you guys the time. Closer to, I believe it was closer to 12 o'clock, which goes with my new observation rules. It's not really my trading rules, but I just want to hold trades a little bit longer. Closer to 12 p.m. just to see them reach their peak potential. And we got closer to a 1-to-1 and I closed the trade. So let's put that aside. We'll revisit that. So let's talk about what actually happened. So we We hit a sell stop 5 to 10 minutes within the 8 a.m. candle. Price went back and retested the 8 a.m. candle open price. It just went back 5 pips, very natural move, and then went down and hit the first bearish level one line. Fluctuated a little bit. I think that's for about, let's see how long markets fluctuated before hitting the next line. Now I'm trying to identify the patterns in time, how long price takes to either reverse or progress to the next level or previous level. So it looked like it took price about 2 hours this time to get to the next level. So that's now we're behind schedule. Um, and then I was around this price. I think I opened the charts and I just all right, we had a 1-to-1. Let me go ahead and manually close. I got profits instead of taking a loss or holding the trade longer. And I don't know if we're gonna have internet connection or when we're gonna have internet connection. I wanted to get out the trade. It was around 11 something. So I was like, all right, I got out. So I got out the position and that was good. I don't think I did. I think I did more than a 1-to-1. I think I was actually probably around here. Yeah, I think I was around here. If it was around like 11:50, I think I was around here. A little bit more than a 1-to-1. But yeah. And then price actually went on to do a 3-to-1. Let's see, 15 pips. Nah, that's a 2-to-1 at max. 2-to-1, 2.5-to-1, something like that. Something like that. Let's just say 2-to-1. All right, and now it's actually continue moving lower. So that's actually a pretty decent trade. So right now, as you can see, we had two winning trades in the last 2 days, which is the first 2 days of the week. We had consecutive winning trades. That's a good thing, but you guys already know, after the second winning trade, the probability of the next trade being a winner is less likely. Not to say that it's not possible, but it's not probable, especially since last week we had four winning trades and one losing trade at the end of the week. So I'm not too confident in the next few days being winning trades, but at the same time, it is possible to have winning trades, and it's also possible to have winning we have a losing trade but re-entry for that position in the opposite direction or a continuation. I'm pretty sure I'll get a closer understanding or gist of what I would like to do tomorrow. So I'm not gonna jump in and start saying certain things. So that's that. Let's go to the actual charts on MT5. And crazy enough, because I'm gonna be on the computers I'm gonna try to do my live stream from 8 to 12. I'll probably start running the MT5s on my computer instead of the VPS because I'm probably gonna manually be opening and closing these trades, and it also probably help my computer with not lagging as much since they'll be running off of my local computer. All right, let's take a look at the FTMO. I think I could try to figure out. Let's see. This was at what? 1850. I think that's 1150 for me. If 1500 is 8 o'clock, that makes 1600 9 o'clock, 1700 10 o'clock, 1800. Yep, 1800 can be 1150. I close that. Like I told you guys, this is the 1-to-1 right here, and I close a little bit more than a 1-to-1 around over here. Now 5 p.m. is going to be what? 5 p.m. is going to be 2400. Let's see what 2400 lies. 2400 is probably over here. I mean, we probably would have had another level of risk, but or if we had the trailing stop, then probably we'll be able to catch. Because this is a beautiful. You see this one? As you if you look closely, we're not retesting previous levels. We're just going down, and this is why this is one of the now when we have a hurricane and when I have to manually shut off my phone and I'm doing certain different things now. Now the what you would call it the trading stop is effective. But when I'm right in front of well, it doesn't matter, right? It's consistency. That's why you're supposed to let things run over a series of trades so that the season for when whatever you're trading or what's more powerful for you has enough time to come before you change up your strategy. But whatever. I still got a winning day. And then I also had some few ideas when I was thinking before I got on the live stream a few hours ago that It's it's pretty much guaranteed I'm gonna pass the FTMO challenge now. I'm not the only literal reason why I didn't pass the FTMO challenge 2 months ago was because of my ignorance towards how to trade during news, technical difficulties, psychological difficulties, and I'm not gonna have any of those things anymore. I'm going to First off, I believe I'm consistently profitable regardless. I need to go ahead and experience a losing streak of, I would say, four more trades, and I want to see how I react during that time. But other than that, I'm gonna beat the challenge easily, 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 easily. It's just a matter of time, a matter of consistency, making sure that I place the trades and I risk properly. But I'm gonna beat this FTMO challenge. I don't know how I was able to go down from 200. I do know how, but I went down from 217,000 to, I think I went down to maybe 95 to what 90, between 95 to 90, what 195 to 193,000. I think I lost like 20 something thousand from spreads. Number one thing was killing me was spreads. I learned how to beat the spread manipulation. Second was FTMO news. I'm not supposed to risk the same amount that I'm supposed to risk on every other day because of manipulation and slippage. And then technical difficulties. I am going to always check like a airplane pilot all of my parameters, all of my inputs on the EA at least three times before we place the trades. So those mistakes are not happening again. A lot of the other mistakes that I was making not gonna happen again. So I'm very confident FTMO is just a matter of time. The live account consistently profitable. If you want to go ahead and see the live account, it come on, it's that one is just a testament on upon itself. Um, so profit. This is, you got to understand, when you're looking at this and it says profit, they're subtracting the amount of money that you deposited and the withdrawals. Those are not part of it. The withdrawals is a different thing in itself, but profit is the amount of money that you made opposed to the amount of money that's in the account. Profit for me is $913. And realistically, I deposited 500, then I took out 300. So I off a $200 account, I'm up $913. All proven, all taken on live stream, all explained before and after. I want to get better from here, so it doesn't matter. And the only thing that I need to understand is that it's not my trading and it's not my strategy and stuff like that. It's the fact that I learned, or spent majority of my time and my effort in learning all of this, which was the right thing to do. But now I have to learn marketing, building a business, but consistency in terms of like content creation and all that other stuff. To get the capital I need to get the resources, the people, the equipment that I need to get this trading to the next level. And then as well as I need to sit my ass in front of the computer and complete my research paper and put my works on a piece of paper, not a piece of paper, but my document my works and get it off my mind and actualize it so that it could be studied, analyzed, and verified. But the work ethic is there for sure. Oh yeah, we could go ahead and then it's similar. The trade is similar on what am I? It dropped to 15 man. The trade is similar on my IC markets. I also exited at the same time. Around, yep, around a little bit over 1 to 1. So, but since I'm really risking like $75 a trade. So on the what you call it? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes, brother man. So on the on the IC markets, I made 75. And then no 77.40, and then on the FTMO I made what 2.6, so that's good. If I had my EA running, I probably would have held it a little bit longer. Um, but that's besides the point. What I'm really focusing on this next 2 weeks. So I stopped saying 1 week. When I'm making like a decision or when I'm tweaking my strategy in terms of like what I want to see that's working or not. I usually do a week, but this one I want to give it 2 weeks. And in these 2 weeks right here, I'm going to be focusing on holding my trades from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., letting the trades hit the peak. And also not only holding, let's say I lose the trade. I still want to leave the live stream open to watch how markets peak out between the times of 8 and 12. And then I also am working on re-entry techniques based on how I lose the trade, because what I'm noticing, if there's only 5 days in a week and I trade every day, if I trade every day, which is 5 trades in the day, based on if I have a winning trade and a losing trade, I'll be have and what type of winning trade and losing trade too, right? So if I have a winning trade that has a 2x or 3x or 5x, then I'll be able to go ahead and have a little bit extra cash left over for re-entries on trades that I do lose, converting what would be a losing trade into either a break-even trade or a winning trade. That strategy in itself, I haven't came out because I gotta change my risk management parameters, because if I'm going to have a re-entry, that'll mean that I'll have there'll be like a second trade. And where does that risk from the second trade come from? It has to come from somewhere, either from the profits of a winning trade, or I would have already put aside a set amount of money for re-entry opportunities. Since I know the minimum amount of winning trades I have a week, I could come up with a number, but I haven't come up with that number yet because I have so much other things that I'm working on. But since I'm working on for sure leaving trades open from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I'll be able to come up with something while I'm working on holding trades a little bit longer and analyzing the peak of the trades, and I'm also analyzing the speed of the trades now. This is another thing. So two things that I'm working on these next 2 weeks is that I've noticed that between the times of 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock, which is the MagnOpus trading grid, the time range of the grid, um, markets or price action usually go to its highest point, whether it's going to be a bullish trade or a buy trade. Markets can reach their highest point more often than not between the times of 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. And as well as on a bearish trade or a sell trade, it will reach its highest point. Even between the times of 8 to 5, it will do that before 12 p.m. And then I want to be able to experience those trades. And not only that, I've been noticing that the amount of time it takes price to leave one level to another level is something that's important. So it creates the speed. So if I'm trading for, let's say theoretically speaking, I'm trading 4 hours. Maybe 4 hours, and there's 10 pips per increment. So you could theoretically say I'm I'm looking for markets to move 40 pips in 4 hours, which is 10 pips an hour. And if markets aren't moving 10 pips an hour, that means that it would be below average. If markets are moving faster than 10 pips, maybe 20 pips in 1 hour, that'll be above average. And then me, by analyzing these speeds, I could come up with different trade management techniques, or trading conclusions or hypotheses while in the trade. So I'll be like, all right, trades are healthy, trades are weak. Trends or rallies are healthy, trends are weak, so on and so forth. Or I'm not gonna get too much into it because you'll be able to catch on to what I'm trying to do with my trade management. But yeah, just studying how trades gonna be moving over time. Yeah. So I do want to show you guys one more thing before I wrap it up. So yeah, that's the FTMO. We made 12 grand. I think that's our net, but we up 16 grand, almost 16.5. But you guys know commission, I get charged every time I get into and out of a trade. Commission right now almost 3.5 grand. So I need to cover commissions, and then they are judging me based off of net profit, not gross profit. And then we have, I'm telling you, that doesn't even make any sense. I have IC markets and I'm not getting charged anything. No commissions, no fees, straight profit. And I'm up $913, guys. Remember, that's off of 200 bucks. Let me go to FTMO, which is, I feel like is one of the, I don't know who's, maybe they have other people who FTMO probably has like bigger profit and loss curves than I do. Water is delicious. Um, but yeah, let's go analyze FTMO. I had this FTMO forever, bro. Forever. All right, let's go to my FTMO. Let's zoom out, guys. So you gotta see this one, bro. You gotta see this. You gotta see this profit loss curve right here. It's crazy. So this is how I started off, right? So I started off. I probably lost like the first trader or the second trade or something like that. Small drawdown. Then I started winning a little bit. Then I went to another drawdown. And then I started winning. This is when I was closing 5 pips in profit, and then I'll have the little small trail. Then I'll win. I win a big amount when it came to NFP when it was in my favor. Started closing more. As the count got bigger, the closes got bigger. Even though I was closing 5 pips in profit, I was consistently winning a lot, some decent trades. And then we had a small drawdown. I think I lost 2 trades in a row. That didn't phase me. And then I started building the account back up. Small profit, small profit, small profit. Then boom. I think this is when this went from 217,000 right there, right there. This, I know when I'm never gonna forget this time. I think this is July 3rd, dog. July 3rd. July 4th was the what the holiday Independence Day for America. July 3rd they moved up NFP to Thursday. And my boy was like, bro, it's gonna be NFP, bro. Uh Either don't trade NFP or put the risk down. I'm like, nah, bro. I back tested and I didn't I went back up. I was like, nah, bro, I back tested and I didn't change up the settings or anything like that. Not knowing that when you're back testing, the back testing tries its best, but it does not have accurate spreads, bro. So the spreads in the execution based, especially based on how small the distance was between my buy stop and my sell stop it was, bro, it was a recipe for failure. Lost 8 grand, lost another trade. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then the psychology started going bad. I don't think I did anything psychologically wrong. I think there was naturally losing trades, but because I lost so much in that one trade, and then so it was like NFP, they hit me for 8 grand, and then I had to trade the holiday for July 4th. I lost another 3 grand. Then the next week, okay, I won a trade or two. Then I lost and I lost and I lost and I was losing. Jesus. What I came down to. Oh, I said 195. I went down to 190 grand. Right? Now, like I said, consistency, turn your losers to winners. I mean, turn your losses to lessons. Um, add insurance to your trades. Um, bring down your leverage for NFP, CPI, PPI. What else? What else? What else? What else? A 1-to-1 is always good to go ahead and close. But- and a whole bunch of things that I was learning while I was losing. Just doing things better. Then I got then I started fixing the I started fixing my entries, fixing my stop losses, fixing my targets, upgrading the EA, and then look at that. I went from 190 grand. That's what, how much drawdown was that? 100, what, 190 probably was like, if you're coming from the 2017 to, that's like 27,000 in drawdown from the peak where I was at to where I was, like 28,000. And then I gained all that back. I got my 10 grand back, and then I'm up like 212 or whatever like that. But this is not talking about this is net profit and loss. This is not gross. So I think, man, and I came right back up, guys, right back up with him. So as long as I know how to trade, I'm gonna have losing days. I'm gonna have a losing streak. But the way that I'm trading and the way that I'm holding these trades a little bit longer than usual, I'm gonna get out of it. So 1 or 2 losers ain't gonna do nothing for me, bro. It's not gonna scare me. It's not gonna deter me. Um, and then we're gonna get back on losing streak. I'm actually anticipating losing streaks because once I get the losing streaks out the way, once I get the 1, 2 losers out the way, or I get 3 losers out the way, I know the winning streak's gonna come, and that's when I'm gonna go ahead and be more confident. hold the trades longer, and then I already have the experience necessary to go. Because it realistically speaking, if I trade a little bit more aggressively, I could win the FTMO challenge in one or two trades. Especially like once I pass this challenge phase and I get to the verification phase, 10 grand is like this. 10 grand. Give me one or two good trades. I'm up 10 grand, and then we have the account pass, and we can get to the next level. But it was. I really think that it should not have happened any other way because of the experience that I learned, the psychological experience, the mental back test that I was able to do, just the working through it. You get what I'm saying? Getting through it, turning my losses into lessons and winners, and then on all in that, in the consistency, the people that I've attracted, the work that though whenever I'm losing or whenever I'm in a bad stage, I work a lot harder. So I love working with my back against the wall. I don't love it, but I work better with my back against the wall. So that's what it is. So I believe I'm gonna beat the FTMO challenge. We had that motherfucker over for 62 days. Fuck. Well, my win rate now is at 76%. My average profit is getting higher. It used to be like $600, something like that. Average loss is still average. I'm gonna kill this one. It's gonna be my average profit gonna be a lot bigger. Equity is at 212. Very good. Sharp, I think is good. Now, profit factor has changed from a negative profit factor to more of a positive. Average risk reward. Since I had so many of those smaller trades, it's still low, but it's gonna get better. And then we're gonna go and get it, man. We're gonna pass this challenge. We're gonna keep building up the live account. And we're gonna get through this, man. We're gonna do it one day at a time. Hurricane or not, power outage or not. You get what I'm saying? We gotta get out the mud because it's you gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Consistency score is 93%, which is very good. I want to know what they base these consistency score off of. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's the review of today. And yeah, since I believe the power is gonna stay on since the hurricane has passed us, I'm gonna be on for live stream tomorrow. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining the live stream.